everyone, my name is Jenna and welcome to my channel Divine Direction. In this video we are going to be looking at the messages for the sign of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, your reading I think I'm just going to let unfold, okay? Often that happens where I get little bits of messages and then I start talking through them and then the whole message comes out. So let's just try that, okay? I do feel with the Nine of Wands, I definitely feel that you have been trying. You've been trying to make something happen, but maybe it's just not happening. Just with all of these wands, and it's like they're all burnt out. She's tried them, but it didn't work. And she looks burnt out herself. You do have the Eight of Cups, so walking away from something. The Chariot card too. The Chariot card in this deck has that way or this way. So trying to figure out what direction to go in to create that momentum, to create that movement, to make something happen. But this is in your hands. Now, what I've been receiving a lot lately is if you're feeling burnt out and you've been trying to make something happen or trying to manifest something and it hasn't come in or it hasn't been happening, we need to take a step back and try something new. Because you definitely have a few cards that are talking about feeling worn out, right? One of the cards that came out for you was the Spider card. And the vibes that I'm getting from this card is like, you know, in a way, we kind of think of spiders just like sitting and waiting for their food to come to them. But my guides are also like, but the spider actually creates a web, so takes action to make sure that this happens. They create a web intuitively. It's like they just know how to do it. And it's like they just believe that it's going to happen, you know, that food is going to be there. Aha, okay. My guides are showing me the spiders in my house. So in the summer, often we'll have spiders in our house and I do my best to take them outside. In the winter, I don't. I leave them in here because even though I'm not a big fan of spiders, and I know people are gonna probably be like, ew, I just, you know, I don't like to kill them and I don't want to put them outside because they will die. So what I've noticed with the spiders is sometimes they'll pick a corner, okay? And they'll make a little web and they'll sit there and they might be there for a couple of days and they haven't gotten any food, so they move on, right? That's what we're talking about. They move on. So they might find another room where they'll set up camp and they'll make their web and try to see where food is. They don't just create a web and wait for food to come to them and just keep trying that same method. You know, if they get food, then they might stay there. And I noticed with the spiders in my backyard in the summertime, a lot of them will stay in the same spot because it works for them, okay? But if it's not working for them, they try something new. And this is what we are talking about. The dragonfly, I'm getting definitely new beginnings vibes here. New beginnings. So if we are looking for success, which is what I'm kind of feeling here, looking for change, we do have the change card. This one keeps coming up. We're talking a lot lately, especially lately we've been talking about creating change in our lives. And this is all about you, Sagittarius, because we have the Three of Wands, and in this deck, I always interpret that as you have the power to do this. It's up to you. Okay? So, we'll get to why I'm clearing my throat in a minute, but just like the spider, seeing what works. If it doesn't work, we move on to something else, okay? I don't know if any of you watch Minnow Pond, Chris. I love him. So he was talking about when he was building his YouTube channel, it's 80% he was doing what works, and then 20% of the time he was experimenting. Yes, my guides love that. My guides love when we experiment with our life to find out what works best for us. Whether it's experimenting with your schedule, experimenting with hobbies, with jobs, anything of that nature, okay? If something doesn't seem to work for you, let's try something new. My guys are saying, so what's another method that we could use, Jenna? Okay, so my angels and guides, your angels and guides, your spiritual team, God, source, universe, the universe, whatever. Huge resource for us, an untapped resource that many of us don't fully use, or maybe don't use in the proper way, okay? Speaking to my angels and guides, and I've experimented with how I speak to them and what I ask for and everything like that. But I found if I am specific about what I want, especially lately when I ask them, that's when, okay. So if I'm not fully sure of how to move forward with something, I'll ask my angels and guides, I want this, and can you please show me or guide me towards that? Like, what's the next step I need to take? What do I need to do? And you can word it completely differently, whatever works for you. When that happens, I'm given an intuitive nudge, okay? And it's up to me whether I decide to move forward with that, okay? That could be one of the different methods that you can use, Sagittarius, to be able to create the change that you want, okay? And to see the change that you want. Your guides are an untapped resource that you should be using. You know, you won't always need to use them. There are a lot of times that I don't need them because I'm listening to my own intuition. But sometimes we have limitations in our minds just from being humans and what we've been taught we've been able to do or are capable of. Sometimes sorry, my cat just jumped off the bed upstairs. Sometimes we have that limitation where we need help or we can't see past our own nose, they're saying. Like, that happens to me all the time where I'm just like, I don't see the resources around me, right? And my guides are like, right there in your face, Jenna. But sometimes it just takes them to be like, here's the obvious here, honey, but you just didn't see it, okay? So they're strongly suggesting to you, if you feel guided to ask your angels and guides, ask your deceased loved ones for help, because they are there to assist you. They are part of your spiritual team, part of your guidance. They love you and they want to help you, okay? Now, I do see that there's celebration here. You have the Three of Cups. You also have the King of Pentacles, and to me, this is about you know, he's got luxury, indulgence, however you want to interpret this, but to me, I'm seeing it as success. You know, he's happy, he's doing something that he loves to do, he's enjoying his life. Now, especially with the Chariot card and trying to decide which direction to go, I'm definitely feeling, if this is you, asking your angels and guides for help, that you're really going to be beneficial for that. Because when I was trying to figure out what to do, I have a goal in mind, but I'm just like, there's so many different things that I need to do. I didn't know how to prioritize it, and it seems so simple now, but before I'm just like, what, but I have to do this, and then but I have to do that, and I couldn't figure it out. So I asked my angels and guides for help, and they helped me realize, okay, Jenna, you know what, if we're dealing with something that has to deal with money, we should probably pay off our credit card first. And I'm like, that is just so simple, but for me, I just never thought that that's something that I could do, or that I could do at the time, okay? So having that realization, okay, so what's the next thing that I did with that? Okay, I'm like, yes, I need to pay this off. So angels and guides, I would really like to pay this off by the end of the year, because at this time it was probably around September of 2021, and I wanted to have it paid off before we went into 2022. Angels and guides, I really want to pay this off by the end of the year. What are the next steps? Like, what is the best method for me to do it? I honestly don't even remember what the heck I said, but I did ask them for help. So then I got the notion, okay, hey Jenna, if you just worked a seasonal job, you could get enough money to pay off that credit card by the end of the year. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so simple. Again, right in my face, so simple. But it wasn't so simple to me, because I had my own limitations with my social anxiety and just my genuine fear of doing new things, right? It just seemed so simple. So from there, okay, then what did I do? I said, okay, angels and guides, please help me find a job that I would really, really enjoy doing. One that resonates with me. I can't remember what I said, but I definitely made sure that it would be something that I loved doing and I looked forward to going to work every day, kind of thing. Okay. I get emailed all the time from this website about new jobs. I looked on there was a job posting for something that resonated with a passion of mine, and when I looked at it, I felt at peace. So I decided to apply for it. It took me over a week, probably longer, to finally get my butt in gear to finish my resume, because I was dragging my butt because I was scared. I was really, really scared to do it, but I really badly wanted that change and wanted my credit card paid off. So I did it, and I got the job. Everything happened very quickly, and I didn't pay off my credit card by the end of the year, but I paid it off within like 2 weeks afterwards, right? So by mid-January. So, and I knew that wasn't going to happen because I spent extra money on Christmas, and also because I forgot that your pay period, it gets delayed. So I worked there for 3 weeks and didn't get paid until the third week because of that delay, unfortunately. But that's okay because it's paid off. So my guys are saying, like, these are the steps that I took, and I wasn't sure of how to get out of my cycle, right? That pattern that I had. I wasn't sure. I didn't see a way out of any of that. I asked. Ask and you shall receive, okay? And the thing is, my job, when I started it, I was so excited to go. And that was one of the most important things for me, but also because I was paying off money that I had already spent. So it's like I was earning money that I didn't even get to see. But that didn't bother me because I was so excited to go to work every day, and people were funny. I loved coming home and telling my mom silly stories about the people that I worked with, and she loved it too. So I really, really enjoyed that. And that was one of the things that I asked for. So I got everything I asked for and more from that experience. And that's the power that we have, asking our higher selves, our angels and guides, our loved ones for help. Okay? So if you need them, use them. But otherwise, when I'm saying try something different, some of you might already have an idea in your mind of what to do. Okay? Sometimes we get stuck in this thought pattern or cycle of methods that we use. Okay, they're showing me a dating website, and it's my go-to. So every time that I'm looking for a relationship, I go to that website, and I always get disappointed. Always disappointed. And my kids are like, Jenna, why do you keep going back to it if it's not helping you? If you go on there and it's just like the same guys over and over, and I mean, some of them might be great, but they're not what I'm looking for. And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know anything different. I don't know what else to do, right? I live in a small town. Right now I'm not working with other people, so how am I supposed to meet a guy? And my guides are like, well, why don't you ask us? Okay, so Jenna, if it wasn't working for you for the past 10 years, on and off for 10 years, it wasn't working for you then, it's not working for you now. Doesn't mean that it couldn't, but they're saying, maybe there's a method that I could do that I haven't tried yet, okay? So some of that might, that might resonate with some of you, okay? But especially with the spider card and the expectation card, it's like we're waiting for something to change without changing the method, right? So trying the same thing over and over and expecting change. Okay. Okay, Sagittarius, so what is it that you could do differently? You can ask your angels and guides and say, angels and guides, I've been trying this method to get to this goal, but it doesn't seem to be working. Please show me a better way. Please show me another way. You can be more specific about it. I just, because this is a general reading, there's going to be so many different things that this could be. So, okay, so for example, with me looking for love. Angels and guides, I'm so sick and tired of trying these apps or this app. Please show me a better way to meet my partner, okay? I would most likely be more specific about that and say, this is what I'm looking for. Please show me how I can find him, okay? If you are tired of looking for, maybe you keep trying to find a better job, but you keep ending up in the same type of atmosphere, maybe asking your angels and guides, I would really like to find a job that makes me happy, that makes me feel fulfilled. I'm looking for a job where I have wonderful co-workers. I'm looking for a job with benefits, a job that pays a higher salary than the one I'm getting. You can specify. You could say, they're showing me the $10,000, so maybe $10,000 more than what you're being paid now. You can be more specific about that. Angels and guides, I'm looking for, they're saying, angels and guides, I'm looking for, please help me find a job that will help me grow and advance in the company, because in some places it's just like you hit a plateau and you can't get through there. Please help me. Or in that case, if you like where you are, angels and guides, can you please help me advance or figure out how to advance in the company, okay? And they can give you different methods. So they're showing me like the word workshop. They might send you ideas like that, but again, it's up to you whether you take that action or not. So if you don't take that workshop, is that going to happen? Okay? But use that untapped resource that we have, our intuition and help from our angels and guides. Please don't rely on your angels and guides for everything. This is about us being able to find our way, okay? Now, again, this is us using our own intuition, but we're asking for help, okay? So, asking for help from the higher power. But once you start moving forward and seeing what's possible, then you won't really need to ask them for help. In some situations, yes, but don't ask them for help for every little thing like I did. I asked them, I don't even want to get into it, they're making fun of me, but I relied on them so much that, yeah, it was a lesson that I had to learn, and I didn't want to, I wouldn't wish that lesson on anybody. Okay, but I'm doing it in a different way now. They're saying, where I am using I am vocalizing what I want, and I'm using my own power by speaking that, okay? And that's what they're saying. So let's have our new beginning, create those changes in our lives, Sagittarius, by creating our own life, by speaking it, by asking for help when we need it. You can ask for clarity when you need it. But ultimately, we are the ones that have to do the work, okay? Okay. Yes. And because they are showing me, I found this journal entry from 2018 where I was trying to manifest the exact amount of money to pay off my credit card. And my guys are like, honey, you didn't do the work. Yeah, you wrote it down. I don't think I asked for it vocally, but anyways, I didn't do the work towards it. So if we're not going to do the work or make the changes, then we're not going to get there. But I just have a feeling that we want these changes so badly that we're willing to put in the effort. We're willing to ask the questions and reclaim our power to create these changes, which is really, really amazing. So we're going to walk away, Sagittarius, from the old ways of doing things, and we're going to create a new direction. We're going to create change by trying something new. Okay, I love this message for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I see you in the next one. Bye.